The Kansas City Chiefs are rumored to be on the lookout for another left tackle position to bring in here after the disastrous performance of Kingsley Suamataia yesterday in that thrilling victory over the Denver Broncos. Andy Reid addressing the media today, Monday. What's up, everybody? I'm Daniel Booth here with your Chiefs news of the day. If you are new to my channel, I discuss Chiefs almost every single day. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you don't mind. Helps the algorithm out, and join in the conversation in the comment section below. So let's get right into it. Would the Chiefs consider adding a free agency at left tackle? What Andy Reid said on Monday. Before we go into that, let's rehash what happened. I was on the floor screaming, weren't you, when that that field goal was blocked. We moved to 9-0, and the Chiefs remain undefeated. The national narrative is that the Kansas City Chiefs just find a way to win week in and week out, and while that is true, when Wanya Morris came in and Kingsley Suamataia came in for him, it might have been the worst 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever it was of Chiefs football that we have seen all season long. And so you just have to think that the Kansas City Chiefs have to be considering a left tackle position. So this via the Kansas City Star today on Monday. And the Kansas City Chiefs received a tough outing, to say the least, from rookie left tackle Kingsley Suamataia during Sunday's 16-14 home victory over the Denver Broncos. We wonder how bigger of a score that would have been, because Patrick Mahomes was sacked, I can't remember how many times, but a number of times, a number of 3-and-outs, and a number of them directly related to Kingsley Suamataia, who could just not simply give Patrick Mahomes enough time to run, step up into the pocket, and do any of the things that makes Patrick Mahomes special. He was just literally running for his life at a lot of the time, and on a hurt ankle as well. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Morris had gutted it out and returned to the fourth quarter following his earlier knee injury, but the time that exposed a potential weakness for KC at backup left tackle. You can say that again. So this came today during the press conference. When asked that question during his Monday press conference, that being if the Kansas City Chiefs are looking for a left tackle, Chiefs coach Andy Reid said general manager Brett Veach makes those final decisions, and he says here, quote, "He looks at everything. I'm not going to say no," Reid said, of a potential transaction to add a left tackle. "But what we do as coaches and what we've overemphasized, we're going to focus in on these kids." And so basically what Andy Reid, you have to understand what Andy Reid is basically saying. He's basically saying, first and foremost, yes, we are looking for a left tackle. Excuse me. We are looking for a left tackle. And Brett Veach makes those decisions, so don't ask me another thing about this. But of course we're looking for another left tackle, because that was disastrous yesterday. But what I'm going to say is this: we start with the players that we have, and we try to coach them. We focus on the players that are here under the building. That is code for we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and we don't want to alienate players. And if they don't bring in a left tackle, and they said out there in the media that they are looking for a left tackle, even if they don't, Kingsley Suamataia's confidence is going to go down, and he is not going to be developing the way that he should, because he suddenly gets a chip on his shoulder and says, oh, the Kansas City Chiefs don't want me. So it's clever coach speak there, basically saying I'm not going to rule it out, but I'm also going to say that I believe in the players, and I believe in developing the players that we have until we bring in another player, and Kingsley Suamataia suddenly is not playing another game this year. Now remember, Kingsley Suamataia, before we go on to some of the players that we could potentially bring in, let's not forget this kid is a rookie, but the problem with it is that he is a rookie from BYU. He supposedly was well vetted. He supposedly was given the, remember, he was given the starting left tackle position. They were so high on this guy at training camp. How in the world did the Kansas City Chiefs coaching staff so overestimate this guy's potential that once he got into the NFL and to the NFL's starting regular season, that he just could not hang whatsoever? I mean, he was a disaster since his very first time on the field. And so we all had high hopes for this guy. He's a BYU guy, as I said. Andy Reid went to BYU. And so you have to think that Andy Reid had a conversation with the head coach at BYU there And they talked about this kid, and that was one of the reasons that he was brought in. I'm not saying he's not going to be a great player one day, but certainly this year, the NFL seems to be a little bit too fast for his talent level. Again, just allowing so many pressures on Patrick Mahomes, so many sacks, and Patrick Mahomes playing on that tackle, or that ankle, injury, and that's the left side, and that's the most he protects Patrick Mahomes, and if we're going to stay healthy and we're going to go to the third straight Super Bowl, we got to figure this one out quickly, folks. Okay, so one of the things that we can discuss real quickly here is who are the Kansas City Chiefs going to go with, and move myself out of the way here a little bit. Who are the Kansas City Chiefs going to go with? Well, this is out of the KC Kingdom website, and they say we absolutely have to bring back an old player that we saw last year, one Donovan Smith, after Kingsley's struggles. Adam Teicher, oh boy, all right. Adam Teicher saying this: give Chiefs credit for piecing together a couple of scoring drives without Wanya Morris, and I'm wondering whether they'd be better served moving Tooney to left tackle for the rest of the game, or bringing in one Mr. Donovan Smith. And so what Donovan Smith can bring to you is that Donovan Smith, of course, was in the Super Bowl last year and did pretty well, and obviously didn't do well enough that the Kansas City Chiefs decided that they needed him. Now, I don't know the salary cap implications of that, but I do know that he's a free agent out there. And so other teams also passed on him, or he would be on a NFL roster right now. So I don't know how much of an upgrade he's going to be, but they're definitely saying that at least he knows the system, and he can come in here like a Juju Smith-Schuster, because we know that he knows the system and he can come in and get plugged in right away. If Wanya Morris goes out again and Kingsley Suamataia is charged with protecting Patrick Mahomes' left side during the playoffs, we can all but say no to that third straight Super Bowl. I don't care how great Patrick Mahomes is, and I don't care how great Andy Reid is. We all saw what happened when Patrick Mahomes simply doesn't have enough time to even read the defense. I mean, it was just immediate that he was getting sacked there with the coverage and the protection by Kingsley. Okay, so there are 4 free agent tackles who could provide security for the Chiefs' offensive line. This is from Arrowhead Addict. They're all talking about that. Of course, they say Donovan Smith, Charles Leno. Charles Leno could be an option. He's 33 years old and ended last season with a hip injury. Prior to that, he had a streak of 9 consecutive seasons with at least 13 games. 33 years old, though, with a hip injury is basically why he is available. We have DJ Humphries. He's the youngest player on this list at 30 years old, but he's coming off an injury from last season. It's an ACL injury that happened in late December of last year. He's a former first-round pick of the Arizona Cardinals, who made a Pro Bowl in 2021. But that's good news, but it comes down to how his rehab from that late season injury is going. But that also could be a very, very good potential. ACL, about a year is about when you can get back to it. It depends on whether it's his planting knee. Is it his left knee where he's that's more of a swing leg, or is it his right knee that is used to plant and stop defensive end pass rushers from getting around him? So that'd be one thing to definitely check out. And so those are some of the names we have out there: DJ Humphries, and then Dave. Dave, this guy's last name, and apparently it's a big name that would grab a lot of headlines. And I don't know how to say his name, and that shows you that I'm not an NFL reporter and I'm not an insider, because I've never heard of this guy. I play fantasy football, and apparently left tackle positions are not a requirement on your fantasy football team, so that's why I don't know this guy's name. But there you have it. Kansas City Chiefs, 9-0. Kansas City Chiefs with a thrilling blocked field goal, but boy, this is not going to be a good run if we don't figure out that left tackle position, and that's been a conversation that we've had all season long. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I will respond. This is Chiefs Chat on YouTube. I'm Daniel Booth. Let's go Chiefs.